All right, I'm on the phone with Maine Maritime Academy men's head basketball coach David Munchnick. And coach, a tough weekend there in Vermont, and then a loss last night to Colby. If you would tell us about how the weekend went and a little bit about last night's game against Colby.
Sure. We've had some tough games here the last few days. Like you said, we have 3 games in the last 5 days, and going on the road to Vermont, playing 2 tough teams on the road for a team of ours that's still learning and growing and new experiences and all that. We have to find ways to finish games out on the road, and this weekend we didn't get it done. Friday against Linden, got off to a great start, 7-0. Coach calls a timeout. And we were up for most of the first half, and a couple-minute stretch did us in, and we couldn't recover. And then on Saturday against Johnson State, we've had a pretty good season overall in terms of holding teams to a certain percentage and points scored and defending our side of the floor. And on Saturday we didn't do it as well as we would have liked. Johnson shot very well both halves and put 90 on us. So it was a tough weekend overall. And then last night, Colby, obviously a very, very good team, well coached, a lot of seniors playing, veteran team, and they got off to a great start. We cut the lead down later in the second half. We were down by 4, 54-50 at one point with about 9 or 10 minutes to go in the game, and down 10 in the under 4-minute timeout, the immediate timeout with about 3.5 to go, and they made a couple shots down the stretch. So, we've had a tough go over here the last few games. Good teams that we've played, but certainly some opportunities that we have to do more with if we're going to make some road in the conference with 2 more home games coming up this weekend.
Well, you mentioned you've got the home games this weekend against Green Mountain on Friday and then Castleton on Saturday. Both teams ahead of you. This is you don't want to place too much emphasis on games in mid-January, but this is a very important weekend for you.
Yeah, no question about it. And again, because of the amount of travel in our conference, and as young of a team as we still have, not an excuse, just facts of life. And that means that you put a little bit more emphasis, on those home games in terms of games just saying, hey, these are games we need to win if we're going to be where we want to be at the end of the year. And 2 tough opponents, Green Mountain, maybe the most athletic team in our conference, top to bottom, very, very skilled. Shooting the 3, they play very, very fast, and we have to make sure we stop them in transition and limit their 3-point shots on the arc. And then Caston the next afternoon on Saturday plays a very similar style of basketball, so that helps, in the preparation here this week with practice today and tomorrow of kind of doing some things that we know we're going to need to do on both nights of the doubleheader instead of playing 2 teams with contracting styles. So, so we're going to be okay. We played very well last night in a lot of parts of the game that I was very pleased with. Again, Colby's an outstanding team, and we hung with them for most of it, and certainly, hopefully, taking a couple of those lessons and things from last night towards the weekend. So, certainly, like you said, you place a premium on those home games and trying to hold serve here at home with 2 teams that are coming from a long distance away. And, Caston's been struggling a little bit, but they're a well-coached team with a lot of weapons. And then Green Mountain, again, on Friday night, I'm watching film of them right now, and, they almost play like an AAU team in the sense they just want to play as fast as they can, as quick as they can, and get as many possessions offensively as they can. And it's going to be a contrasting style with us because, we do like to slow the game down a little bit more with tempo and maximizing possessions. And so if we can play our style of basketball this weekend, I think we've got a good chance in both games. We just have to make those other teams play the way we want them to play instead of vice versa.
And then Saturday you've got an alumni weekend. Is that what it is?
Yep. Yeah. So we are home. Green Mountain Friday night, Caston Saturday. It's a very big game for the women as well on Saturday. Caston's a great game for them. But after the women's game, right before our game at 3:00 on Saturday, we're going to be honoring the number 40 jersey of Matt Ketchen. MDI graduate of 1996, graduated here in 2000. an athletics Hall of Famer here at Maine Maritime, and we're going to retire his jersey, honor his jersey in the rafters here at Smith Gymnasium. So that ceremony will be at 3:00, and we've got a bunch of alumni coming back to play in an alumni game at 11 in the morning, and then they'll be here for a reception after our doubleheader against Castleton on Saturday. So we're looking forward to bringing back some alumni and certainly honoring a great career in Matt Ketchen and honoring his jersey.
And when anytime you've got the alumni playing, the trainer's on call.
The trainers are on call. The extra water in the gym. Referees. Stoppage of play a little bit. You're almost refereeing it like an all-star game. When you see the alumni sucking wind a little bit, you got to just blow the whistle and let them substitute themselves out. But,
and plenty of bags of ice.
You got it. But we're looking forward to it. It's the second year we're doing it. We had a pretty decent turnout last year in our first year doing it, even with some bad weather in the forecast last year. And then, this year we have 10 or 11 guys confirmed already, with a couple others that we think will be coming later on this week. And then the women bringing back their alumni as well. So it's going to be a real fun weekend.
Sounds great. Good luck this weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good, Chris. Thank you. Sounds good.